Hey, I'm Kyle Johnson. Welcome to this instructional video on the Freedom Express 246 RKS. Please follow along. This will be a full setup to takedown. So first things first, we need to get the hitch ready. So with your keychain that you'll be provided, you come over, go ahead and undo this, get that off, move your chains, and pull this back. It'll kind of sit, you can see it's got a little groove there, it'll sit back, and then we'll hop in the truck. So what you want to do is you want to back on up to it and just get close, because we're going to need to judge the distance. So we'll get as close as we can here, about there. So next you want to take on your keychain again. This is the main switch key, and down here you'll push in and turn to turn on this, which is the jack. So we need to turn it on, and then you want to extend the jack until this, come down, until this is above where we are here. So about there is pretty good. Now we'll hop back in the truck. Alright, so now that you got it kind of lined up on the ball here, we're going to go ahead and retract the jack. So go ahead and start going down. And as long as you're pretty close, you can usually wiggle it to get around there. Alright, and then once it's kind of seated down on there, push this forward. And now your ball is locked in to where it cannot come off of there. And then once you get the jack all the way up, go ahead and grab your chains here and hook it onto your two, I don't really know what these are called, chain hooks, I guess. And then you'll do the jack the rest of the way up, pull these blocks out, and we'll be back to show you the rest. Alright, so now that you have the jack all the way retracted, we can go ahead and turn this off. And then we'll get our cable here and go ahead and plug that in. Okay, let that go. And then the most important step here, don't forget to take the keys out. So come down here, push down, turn it, and it'll pull right out. And then once you throw your blocks into the vehicle, it's time to take out your chucks. So take those out, throw them in the truck, and then you are ready to go. Alright, so now you're at the campground, so now we need to do everything we just did in reverse. So first, go ahead and plug your key in, turn it on, click this on, get your blocks down here, put down the jack, unhook, pull your truck away, and then we'll go from there. So before you totally unhook, go ahead, come down here, we're going to unlock this. It's actually already unlocked, but use that key to unlock it. Grab your chocks. Kick them in there a little bit, get them nice and tight, and then go ahead and unhook the rest of the way. And also, don't forget, before you get weight off of it, you need to pull this back. And then go ahead and do the rest of the way, and then don't forget your chains to take them off too. Planning on leaving your camper, you can skip this step, but otherwise go ahead and push this back forward and lock it down so that you and I both still have a camper at the end of this trip. You also will need to turn on your propane tanks. This is the quick access, but honestly it's just easier. Pick up the entire lid, move the whole thing, and then just turn on one bottle or the other. So we'll just say we're gonna do this one. Go ahead and lefty-loosey it. And then this little indicator here, there's a little, see that there? You point it towards the tank you use. And then once you notice like, oh, the heat's not working or whatever, come out, turn off this tank first, and then turn this one on. Grab your little selector, switch it. So now it points to this tank, and that's it. Alright, so now go ahead and grab the level that should be here. It may have moved around, but you should be able to find it pretty easily. Fits perfectly right here. And now if you have a helper, great. If not, go ahead and plug your keys back in down there to turn the battery back on. And then do your best to get this pretty level here. All right, so now you can see we got it pretty dang level. So now we're gonna go ahead and put out the stabilizers. You're gonna go back into this compartment. And remember that there's 4 stabilizers, and these are not to pick up the camper. They are only to give you stability when you walk inside so the whole camper doesn't rock. So go ahead and let these down. You just connect here. And righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Backwards. Righty down. Now that we've got it to the ground, you just want to do 1 or 2. 1, 2, until it kind of feels tight. You don't want to keep going and hurt the jack. And then do that for all 4. All right, so now on the other side of the camper, under here as well, unlock it. It magnets up. This is all of our plug-ins. We got our hose, our electric, and our septic. So we'll go ahead and get all those pulled out and show you how to hook those up. So now we got everything laid out here. I've got some adapters. It's a 30 amp camper is what it typically is, what the normal plug is 30 amp. But we've got an adapter if you have a 50 amp plug or just a wall plug here. I don't recommend this one too much for if you're going to be running like AC and microwave, anything like that, it'll kick breakers. So hopefully you can do at least a 30 amp plug. So we'll go ahead and grab this in. This here, the very bottom right plug. And it just goes, it's pretty self-explanatory, it goes straight on, push it in, and then go ahead and screw it on. That just gives it extra stability. And then you'll take this in and whatever you need, if you need to change it out, whatever, go ahead and plug that into your thing. And then we'll come down here, city water connection. This is your main water supply. I provide you with this. Please use this. It'll screw in here. It just keeps the hose from kinking real bad. So go ahead and screw that on nice and tight. You don't have to do anything crazy, just nice and tight. And then get your end of the hose. This, I already have a pressure regulator on here. Please leave this on no matter what the campground says the pressure is. Just protects the camper better for it. Go ahead and screw this on. And then once you've got that good and snug, you'll take this, hook this into your water supply. Probably go inside first just to check, make sure nothing's on before you plug this on, because who knows if the last person turned it off or not. And then we'll come on down, we'll do the septic. This comes out, this will plug into the actual, they should have the PVC like over here. You'll screw it in, it'll be sitting there. Take off this cap. Oh goodness. And then self-explanatory, this will plug into that, and it just pushes on and then twists, kind of clicks shut. Same thing here. Twist it on. Good. So now it's all plugged in. Black water, you want to leave the right side so you can see the 2 handles, gray and black. Leave this one closed until either you're about to leave, or I'll show you later in the video how to check how full it is. If you let it run the whole time, it actually, the water runs out and the solids get to the bottom of the tank and then they're hard to get out. So leave that closed, but you can go ahead and open your gray water and you can leave it the entire time running. So right here above the electric is if you are going to be off-grid and you need to fill up the water tank to go out there with you, just make sure you get as close as you can before you ever fill this up. But it's very simple, just do that, slap your hose in there, let it go until it overflows basically, and then clamp it back down. Alright, so now it's time for the fun part. Let's get inside. This handle picks straight up, it comes out, and then purple key on the keychain. Unlock it, it's already unlocked. Bring it open, there's a little, you can see this thing here. it'll actually hook over here. Right back here behind the door, you can hook it so that the door isn't blowing all the time. Grab your handle, turn it, pull down your stairs. These, if it is super unlevel, you can probably just get away with it, but if they're super unlevel, you can actually change the height of them. But now we can go on in. So now that we're inside, this is where most of your lights, I'll show you the rest of the route, but this is your main light. So like your living area is the main kind of big ones. This will be your awning here. So this here, just extend, retract. It'll just go all the way out. Please make sure that it's not super windy if you're gonna have this out, because it can rip it off and then that hurts you and me. So we'll put it all the way back in and you just hold it until it stops. There it is. And then you got some other lights down here. They do, like there's these kind of cool awning lights here that you can turn on. And then the other one is on the front of the camper. They don't do that much. But anyway, so this is all your main lights. Our water heater, I would prefer if you just did electric, but you can do gas. It's just, you know, don't have to replace the gas as much if you just stick with the electric. So you go ahead and flip that on, it'll start the water heater. If you're doing off-grid and you had to fill the water tank, this is your water pump on, and this is how you'll have water pressure throughout, is this one here. This here is how we can check. So our battery is full, you just push and hold the fresh water tank. Again, that's what I was talking about there. The black water, when I was telling you earlier about you can check, it'll get up and up, just about 2/3, then you can go ahead and empty it, just to keep the solids from going anywhere. And then the gray water, again, tells you how much is in there. This one doesn't. We don't have an optional gray tank too, so that's all those buttons. Now we're gonna go ahead and extend the slide. This is the one and only slide in here. It's, you open here, come around, and right here is your actual button. We're just gonna push and hold. And it'll stop automatically. Just keep holding it until it quits moving. So right there, it completely stopped. You can let go. That is totally set up now. Your slide's out, your stabilizers are down. So now, sink, normal use. The oven is off of the gas. So you'll just do the pilot light and then you turn this until it lights. If you're just got here, you usually will have to run that a little bit because there's probably not gas in the line, so you'll have to run it for a minute. You got your vent fan, vent light. Oh, yeah, anyway. Microwave. Fridge. This is the only thing you'll need to do when you get here. To turn the fridge on, only use this left button. That turns the fridge on. Leave it in auto, otherwise it goes to gas and you'll burn through gas really fast. So as long as you have electric, that's the best way to go. That back off. Let's see. Like I said, some of the lights have their own. Like this one, it's just the little push lights. This one is here. Your main bedroom lights are these two. And then there's also some that you just push in and they come on for reading, stuff like that. Any extra bedding that you need, if you have to lay out those, is going to be, you'll just have to lift up the bed and get under here. We got extra pillows, extra comforters, and the sheets to put over the beds. Storage, all this is storage. Here is storage. I've also got a fan here because I know people like us, hot sleepers. We got tons of movies down here. We got books in here. Please enjoy, don't steal them. Any tools, you shouldn't need too many tools, but the main one that I've found that we need, I'll just keep this little set in here. It's just some pliers, like maybe for the water, doing any of that, hooking it up outside. So there's a couple of different tools in there. Bathroom, nothing too crazy, just your light switch there. You got towels down here for you. A couple amenities, your shampoo, just basic shampoo, and then This has to be on during transport, so when you go to leave, please make sure to put this back on, otherwise the doors go crazy and then break. It just slides open. You got your just basic little shower there. The toilet, the water comes on when you flush, so you might have to hold down the pedal for an extra few seconds to get everything down. Only use the toilet paper that I have provided. It's RV toilet paper. Please do not use other toilet paper, and definitely not the wet wipes. Those are absolutely not flushable here. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and turn both of these into beds. So this is the normal kitchen setup. We'll just go ahead and just pull everything off, move it to the side. Throw it all up here. So the table, you can pull it all the way out, it's kind of easier. And then back here, there's this little yellow switch. You can see how it's kind of hooked. You just pull that out and then put a foot on, a foot, and then just push the whole table over, and it'll go down, and it fits in. You can see it fits right into there. Push it in, and now got a bed. I actually like it this way. So you go ahead and throw all those back down. An extra semi-comfortable bed. So there's that one, and then the couch here, very easy, much easier. Grab underneath, pick way up, and then you'll just feel it kind of open up. And then once you're done using it again, pick way up, reach back and grab the back, and you kind of use your hip and pull all at once. And it sets back up. Remember, the same thing for the table, just kind of pushes and comes right back around. So now we'll go over some of the amenities. TV, obviously, just undo here, and it kind of flips out, point it wherever you need to. Radio, it's got Bluetooth, FM, AM, all that. There's 2 zones. Zone 1 is outside, so you can actually listen when you're sitting under the canopy. Zone 2 is in here. So just make sure to not be blasting music. Check that the outside isn't on. DVD player is already set up. Just pop in one of the discs up here. Above here, I've got, you gotta have the air fryer, toaster. There'll be a coffee maker in here as well. Blender. All of those. AC, very simple. Press it. That's auto, that's just fan basically. 72 degrees for cold, 70 for heat, and then you just change the heat depending on what you need. The heat is off of gas, so make sure that you have the gas tanks on at this point to turn on the heat. All the blinds on the camper, windows and blinds. The blinds are just the grab and pull, nothing spectacular. Push it back up, and then they all just slide open. Alright, so trip's over. It's time to pack up and go. Table down. This is the safest way, otherwise that table goes everywhere. So go ahead and have it in this position. Couch doesn't matter. Let's turn off our fridge. Turn the fridge off. Make sure the doors are latched. Have this all the way down. Everything's shut. Put this back on, because this just lifts off. Just have that put back on. Make sure every window is closed. You don't have to do the blinds necessarily, but make sure the windows themselves are closed. TV, if you have it out like this, it's time to go ahead and push it back against the wall, and it actually kind of magnetizes there, but definitely put this on there. Very easy. And then the shower doors, as mentioned before, go ahead, throw them on there. So now that's good and secure. Turn off all the lights, turn off everything as you walk out. Alright, let's go ahead. Again, just do the opposite of what we did earlier. Push it and hold until it stops. Also, make sure all these drawers and everything are closed first, because it will rip them off. So it stopped. Close that down, make sure all your dishes are put back up. And now we'll head outside. All right, so now let's go ahead and just pick these back up, pull the handle, push it all the way in, make sure they're locked. Shut the door, grab our keys, lock the door, both of them, just for safety. And then don't forget this handle. Pick straight up, flat against there. All right, so everything in reverse. Get everything taken off. That off. And don't forget, put these back up down, otherwise they'll get ripped off. We do need the hose one more time, so we'll go ahead and unconnect from here, bring it down. So I told you earlier about the black water and everything, so now we can go ahead, gray water doesn't really matter anymore, you can leave it open for now though, but go ahead and open your black water all the way up, and this is the black water clean out. So we're gonna connect our hose here, get it all the way on, and then turn this on, make sure both of those are open. Turn this on and let it run for at least 2 minutes, and it's just gonna keep, it cleans out the whole black tank, helps keep everything clean inside. So at least 2 minutes. And then once you're done with that, you can go ahead and disconnect this and unhook everything, throw it back up into the storage container. So now that you got all the hoses put away, go ahead and make sure, just like the other ones, that all of our caps are on, and this one kind of, you'll feel it click and it'll touch there. Close both down, and then if you use the water holding tank, you have to empty that before you drive, otherwise it will damage the camper. So down here, you might have to get the pliers out from inside the camper, but this here, at the very back of the camper, there's only one of these pulling down, and you just have to take this totally off. And let that run until it's empty. Otherwise, like I said, it can damage the camper. All right, so now that we got everything unhooked from that other side, go ahead. Let's get all of our jacks taken down, or our stabilizers, I should say. Let's get them all the way back up, go until it bottoms out at the top, so that it's as high as it can be. And then get your chucks out, back your truck up, or I guess before you take the chucks out, back your truck up, get it all hooked up, and then you can take your chucks out, and then do one last sweep and just kind of look underneath the whole thing, make sure nothing is in the way, nothing's connected, and then close every door, shut it, get your keys, lock these also, give it that double security, and you're good to go.